The Lakers got humiliated by the Portland Trailblazers last night, losing 132 to 116. And I just want to read a quote from LeBron James before I talk about this game. So here it goes. At the end of the day, nobody's feeling sorry for us, nor are we looking for it. The guys that are available, we got to go out there and play our game, play the game we want to play offensively and defensively, and just try to right the ship until we get whole. Hey, I'll say this. He is right. They need to get better defensively as a team. I saw this game last night. I can say the Lakers defense is absolute garbage, and it's been garbage for a long time, especially since LeBron James has come back to play for this team. Here's where LeBron is wrong to speak out about the defense being bad. It's because he's one of the reasons why the Lakers defense is garbage, because he's like a human traffic cone out there these days. That's a big part of it. Him and Luka, which is not good because those guys are the two quote unquote stars of the Lakers. And if they're not playing defense, well, the rest of the team is going to follow suit and not try hard either. Really, to be a good defensive team, you need all your guys playing defense, at least the five starters making the effort to play good defense. If 2 out of 5 decide not to do the job, well, the rest of the team is going to be lazy when it comes to the defense. But back to this game, it was really clear from the start when I was watching this game that the Lakers were just not going to win the game. Obviously, they didn't have Luka, which really hurt them, but I feel this is a game they could have possibly lost even with Luka. Granted, they have a higher chance of winning this game if they have Luka, but because they're such a bad defensive team, the door is always open for them to lose these types of games, especially on the road. And Portland has been playing really good basketball of late. Like, I'm really impressed by their record. They're 21 and 22, so they're playing nearly 500 basketball, which was not expected of them this year, especially with everything that's gone on with Chauncey Billups getting in trouble with a gambling situation, and then Scoot Henderson being out for a long time, who is starting to turn out to be a bust for them. So they've been impressive with Coach Splitter. I just never expected them to be doing this well. So I give props to them, but this would have been a tough game even with Luka. Simply, it's a road game. This team is like a 500 team. Those games are always hard, and I think they could have lost, like I said, simply because they're not a good defensive team. Luka will not fix those problems. The defense is really the issue, and it really showed from the beginning. Like when Portland jumped out on them 40-27 to end the first quarter, and you knew the game was over. This Portland was getting whatever they wanted. They could go to the hole easily. There was no resistance. They could get whatever shots they wanted against the Lakers out there. They shot 38% from three, so they got whatever. They got threes, they got layups, they got dunks. There just wasn't any defense. And this is like one of the games where LeBron looks like he's like 80 years old out there, that he was crap on both ends of the court offensively, just terrible. 6 of 16, shooting only 37% overall from the field, 33 from three. That's absolute crap. You cannot win with that type of shooting. That's terrible, but I'm sure his fanboys will tell us about those 2 dunks he got in the game, saying like, wow, look at him at 40. How old is he now? 41, I think? Yeah, look at him at 41 years old. That no, very few 41-year-olds can dunk that way. I'm sure they'll hype that up, but he really showed that he's very old on both ends of the court. He didn't have no Luka to cover up, at least offensively, for his woes in this game. That it was really exposed that he was just terrible all around. I think he set the tone for the rest of this team not to do well. He couldn't stop any of the Blazers from getting whatever they wanted. Whenever he was switched on one of the Blazers, they would score on him. It didn't matter if it was Shaden Sharp, if it was Sisasco, if it was Kamara or Jerami Grant. They got whatever they wanted when LeBron was switched on them. Like, he was kind of like the black hole for them. So he got exposed for like the 100th time for being old, and the Lakers, I feel, are in trouble. They're in a bad situation right now when you look at the standings in the Western Conference. They're now 24 and 16. They played sub 500 basketball for the last 10 games. They're in sixth place right now. They're only one game ahead of the Phoenix Suns and like two games ahead of the Warriors, who are number 8. So they can easily fall out of the standings in a bad spot where they're like a 7th or 8th seed, or outside of that being 9 or 10. And if it holds up, they could be possibly playing in a play-in game, which is something you don't want if you're the Lakers, especially with expectations coming into the season with Luka being in shape, being healthy. I'm sure there were expectations that they would be at least a top 4 team in the West with him being healthy. And if they go to that far below in the standings, that definitely shows that they are not even close to meeting those expectations. I never believed to begin with this was a championship team, but I didn't expect them to be this bad now, where they could be like a 7th or 8th seed. Granted, I have no problems with them being that low or even missing the playoffs. I would clearly enjoy it. And I think this is like another knock on LeBron if this team continues to lose more games and they fall out of the standings. I'm hoping they miss the playoffs just for comedy. I think that would be a huge referendum on why LeBron should retire. That if you can't even get a team to the playoffs at old age, you're pretty much useless. And we can all see that your stat padding, these are counting stats, as they would call it, because they don't translate to wins. And if you even look at a simple stat like plus and minus for this game, LeBron's plus and minus was like -16. And I think that made him like the worst player on the court. Oh no, only Maxi Kleber was worse for the Lakers at -19, which you expect. So in this game, he was the worst player on the court, hands down. And the Lakers are stuck with this clown show for the whole entire season. I have to say, the other thing troubling, it's like kind of like when I made that Mike Brown video. I think JJ Redick is suffering from the same things that Mike Brown is suffering from right now with the Knicks. He's clearly lost his team. This team has given up on him. They'll never take him seriously because they know he cannot hold LeBron James accountable. And LeBron James is a huge part of why they're losing these games, because he's a black hole on both ends of the court, even offensively, because he's a ball dominant player, and that messes up the flow of the offense for the other players. And JJ knows this too. I definitely believe he does, but he can't really confront LeBron about this. So things are only going to get worse in Lakers land. Maybe when Luka comes back, they can start winning some games. Luka can go in God mode and get them some wins, despite him also being a crappy defensive player. But the Lakers are not going to win games defensively. They're just an all-offensive team right now. And the only way for them to win games is to outscore other teams, because the way they're set up, I don't think they can be a good defensive team, which shows that they're not an elite team, definitely not a championship team, which is why this season is not going to end well for the Lake Show. It's going to be another humiliating, embarrassing season. I think if you're a Lakers fan, you're just counting down the days for the season to end so you can finally move past having LeBron on your team. I'm sure that's what Laker fans are looking forward to. And I don't have anything else to say than to look for LeBron to sabotage the Lakers as the season goes further and further down the line, especially with what he's doing with his agent, Rich Paul, and buddy Rich Paul, and what they're saying about Austin Reeves. I expect them to create more dysfunction. I think they realize that they're not going to win in the Lakers anymore, and the Lakers are not going to include them in their future plans. So they just want to ruin as much the Lakers as possible with their distractions and all these rumors about Austin Reeves, because they just want to get them back in any way they can. And that's all I can say for Laker fans to expect. So that's pretty much it.